we're getting on to the first Hollywood review of this week. It's called Kill the Messenger. Does the film kill it or should we kill it? You'll just find out.
Two-time Academy Award nominee Jeremy Renner leads an all-star cast in a dramatic thriller based on the remarkable true story of Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Gary Webb. Webb stumbles onto a story which leads to the shady origins of the men who started the crack epidemic on the streets of the United States of America. It further alleges that the CIA was aware of major dealers who were smuggling cocaine into the US and using the profits to arm rebels fighting in Nicaragua. Despite warnings from drug kingpins and CIA operatives to stop his investigation, Webb keeps digging to uncover a conspiracy with explosive implications. His journey takes him from the prisons of California to the villages of Nicaragua to the highest corridors of power in Washington, D.C., and draws the kind of attention that threatens not just his career, but his family and his life.
Information you have there.
Well, Fahad, I have to make one thing very clear, even before we discuss this film, that journalism as a genre is my favorite genre. It's one of the reasons why I got into the profession, and it's one of the things that really excites me because, there are certain films that, move you enough to take it up as a profession, whether it's All the President's Men, you take a film like A Year of Living Dangerously that starred Mel Gibson that a lot of people haven't heard of, but I think they should really watch that film. This one is a lot closer to The Insider in the sense of exactly what that person is going through. There is something very exciting about watching a person take on a system all by themselves. Very ennobling to start with, and exciting in the sense that it's possible to do it, and then of course you have to go through all those circumstances which pin you down. It's got all those elements, and for all the movies that are listed, and there are far more as well, I would add this one to the list right away.
Well, exactly. I mean, this is really in that noble tradition of All the President's Men, and as you said, The Insider. But of course, the great tragedy of this film is that he doesn't really succeed, and I think that is what really makes it stand out, that sometimes despite all your heroic efforts, the system destroys you. And I think this film, and it's no wonder that people like Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise were also in conversations to actually star in this film, because obviously it's a very, very meaty role, and I think Jeremy Renner does a fantastic job. He, kicks it out of the park. Two-time Academy Award nominee. It'd be very surprising if he doesn't get at least a nomination for this
sure.
one.
Yeah.
Powerhouse performance. And again, I mean, I think the fact that this is a period film in the sense that it happened, about a decade ago. Colonel Oliver North and all of that. That is that era. But look at what's happening to us right now, and I think America playing Big Brother, the whole, the National Security Agency has in a way become the villain that the CIA once used to be, and they have carte blanche to do exactly what they want, and the kind of, rampant corruption that exists, and the moral corruption is really powerful.
Right, and it's, well, this has to do with America, of course, but what journalism is going through across the world, and in particular in India right now, given the powers that the state has always had, and the fact that it can use it to suppress any kind of information. So there is one that you watch films like All the President's Men and perhaps join the profession. There's the other, which is beyond the film. When you join the profession, you realize it doesn't really work the same way. I think this film is closer to the truth, purely because it's not that heightened drama, but it's a true story told really beautifully, is what really drew me into this performance and the picture, of course.
So true, and I mean, given our, the film that we talked about earlier, the Bollywood film, talks about these big corporations that are controlling everything. Look at how the media houses are being bought over, and therefore the truth is the first casualty in situations like this. And it's not just a question of, killing the messenger. I mean, the fact that this man ended up putting 2 bullets into his own head, and there is a conspiracy about, whether he was murdered, actually means, shoot the messenger.
Well, you're on the OMG moments from this film. Usually this segment features, certain scenes or moments from a movie where we thank God that we've survived them. This is actually a really good film, and for me, the performance of Jerry Renner, which we've already discussed, is the first thing that stands out because it's really a film that centers on him, that's completely centered on him. But as you already predicted, and I hope you're right, that he will pick up an Oscar nomination.
But there's just this most remarkable ensemble cast. I mean, you've got Paz Vega, you've got Michael Sheen, you've got Ray Liotta, you've got all these terrific actors just putting in small cameos. You think they're going to, dominate the film, but that's it. They're just in and they're out. It's Jeremy Renner that's holding it all together, but just beautifully supported by all of them. Oh my God.
Well, this is a film about journalism. It is set in America. It is set in the mid-2000s, but the relevance of this film becomes increasingly more across the world, in fact, even in India. This is one of those movies that gave me goosebumps for reasons that you will know why the moment you watch it. It's a weekend pe dekho from my side.
So those of you who've been fans of the show Homeland will be interested to know that the director of the show, Michael Cuesta, is the director of this film. And he's just done such a marvelous job of pacing it. It's got gravitas, it's got action, you've got, it keeps you engrossed. And even though it's about 2 hours long, it's just a very, very enthralling film. Watch it as soon as you can. Certainly, weekend pe dekho, theatre mein dekho, jaldi dekho.
Well, that was Friday Double Bill, India's first full-length film review show on YouTube and on television. Like us, comment, and let us know what you thought about the show.